Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrine Google Hangout. That is the company hangout. It's not my personal hangout. Even though I represent Israel Doctrine and seem to be called Israel Doctrine by everybody out there in the community that's seen my Facebook page with my company name on it. I got to keep saying that because most people don't know that I am Carl Albert, aka Israel Doctrine to most. The Speckled Bird, CAD, Israel Doctrine MCEO, Israel Consigliere. I got a lot of little stuff that I go by. Israel Doctrine Black Ops. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here to talk about the Kemet on trial debate, people. Once again, it was Kemet on trial with a subtitle. I'm gonna let y'all do your research about the subtitle, because the subtitle opened up a lot of doors for a lot of things to happen in the debate that happened and didn't happen. You have a lot of Israelites out here ignorant of the fact that it was a subtitle, saying that the original flyer was low budget, yet it had the subtitle on it, and it had the foundation of what was being dealt with. And that alone, presentation of the first flyer and the second flyer, could have been an indicator to the people that it was going to be something tricky going on, that they not adhering to that which they put on the very first flyer, which was their downfall. But yet it was their saving grace. You ask why I say that? Because it allowed them to go with them, and it allowed them to go with the Bible. It allowed them to do that. See, most people say Kemet on trial. Well, Kemet on trial, Kemet on trial. We got you on trial. No, they put the Bible on trial in the subtitle. Foolish of you not to address it. Foolish of them not to come out with a Bible scripture from the jump. Which Bible scripture, you may ask? And that's man should not lie with man as he lie with woman. This is our wisdom and knowledge and understanding amongst the nations. And the hell if it ever hit the table. So, analyzing it, which I analyze, I'm a strategist. I play chess. I play strategy games. You know what I'm saying? Life itself and moves we have to make in life is all about strategy, right? Sometimes you got to be the fox. Sometimes you got to be the lion. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do also. But people, this is my analogy of the situation. The people lost. The people should have been the winner of the debate, but the people lost because they did not get to see a proper debate as it was promoted to receive the monetary gain that they got from it. They may have got peons. They might got $1 trillion out of it. I'm exaggerating, right? Who knows what they got? I look at another man's pocket to a degree, but what's in this pocket don't affect me the way it go, right? It ain't like none of them gonna go in it and give it to me, so I can't worry about what's in another man's pocket. To a degree, I worry about how they got it, right? And they got it because from the jump, to have a team debate, right, with some people that's not a team, is ludicrous. It's crazy, right? To say we're a nation is one thing. To say we're a team is another. A team is something that is built to be a cohesive unit, and everybody know the role and the position they play, right? You got a point guard, you got a shooting guard, you got a forward, right? Then you got a power forward, you got a center. You know what I'm saying? You got a center, you got a right, left guard, right, left tackle, running back, right? You know, I deal with a blog talk radio show called The Huddle, right? So I deal with sports analogy too, which is also a strategy that you have to look at when dealing. It's also a strategy you have to look at when dealing with games, you know, management of clock, this, that, and the other. So people, it's a lot of things in life that even though you may not have been in a formal debate or circumstances like that, lets you know how to deal with circumstances like that. That's what life do. It prepare you for the next stage or the next thing you have to deal with in life. It's a stepping stone. You know, it's about progression. So I would say the people lost, and I would say the Israelites lost. Why would I say they lost? Because the opportunity to shut the Kemetic people mouth for a good while was on the table, and they didn't do that. So therefore, perception says they won. Kemet didn't answer no questions. They was on trial. They didn't answer no questions. Number one, they could have played the fifth, as they did in most cases, right? Shaka Upmost basically played the fifth. I'm not defending my book. Then y'all need to sit down. That's what the people came to see. If you're not going to get the people that, sit down. That would have been clock management, right? Gabar could have easily just said, well, if he's not going to defend the book, we don't want to go on and present that. We could do that another time. You know, we could do another sonetta or whatever, right? That would have helped with clock management, seeing that they were some hours late already, right? Then that would have gave other presenters time to speak. Easily gave them more time to speak. But then, that's the Kemetic side did. Team Polite, now Valley Consciousness team, right? On the New Covenant, seeing that he called them all to the table. They ate up the clock. They kept the ball in bounds. You know what I'm saying? They spread the floor and passed the ball around. Nobody fouled them. You know what I'm saying? To stop the clock. Now, I don't know how many of them guys that never played sports or even played it on, you know, Xboxes and stuff. But clock management is a great thing to be aware of. I think them brothers did a horrible job of clock management. You know that the place was rented out from such and such time to such and such time. If you didn't know that, once again, that shows ignorance on your behalf, on your part. And that shows that you're not watching the clock and watching how they're dictating the time to you and what you're going to be able to say and do in the frame of time in which they allow you to do. Right? And we all know that Ali Muhammad, from the last debate before this debate in the House of Consciousness, spoke on that matter. That basically Polite ate up his clock and they cut up a big portion of what he had to present. Right? So just being aware of Polite tactics would have easily helped in the situation too. See, now this is how you analyze people. You got to be able to multitask with this, because there's a lot of things that went on, right? Daniela and Zion probably had the most damaging information that goes at polite. They didn't even get to speak, right? Why didn't they get to speak? Especially if they was holding the bombs, you know? If they was holding if they was holding the nukes, you know what I'm saying? Then they should have spoke. They should have been first up, from my opinion. But Shaw should have opened it up, from my opinion. He could have brought the fire and the passion to the people and set it off. Tell the people what the trial trial was about. The allegations was about. Read that one scripture and say, what do your texts have something this simple, this sound to deal with it? They would have had to answer that. If they didn't, then you had a real good argument. But that deals with the subtitle, Nile Valley Consciousness or Bible Teachings. Which one for our people? That's why they could say your Bible says this and this and that, and y'all hypocrites. You want to bring us to trial and do this and do that? Y'all have people marrying their own family. I mean, Adam and Eve, I mean, they didn't even go in that hard because they ignorant of the Bible to a degree themselves, right? They could have said Adam and Eve. Then their children was incest all the way down to the time when the law said you can't do it no more. Because until the law said it, they was doing it. And was it a sin? So they could have went in, but seeing that they're not people that deal with the Bible like that, you know, another Israelite or another Israelite group going against another Israelite group using text against text. Now that would have been something different because people would have easily let the Bible speak, but the Bible was mute that night. Right? Surely it was. It's a bad strategy. How the hell you carrying a sword? You in a fight and people pulling out all kind of swords and all kind of weapons, and you ain't never once whip out your sword. Israelites lost for us, I'm concerned. Because it wasn't a fatal blow. We already had took the house. The house of consciousness was the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Solidified. Tazariak put the work in, right? Had polite, I mean, doing all kind of disgraceful things, right? In the debate, and his information won. It was so, right? He did his job. Nasi took out SETI, did his job, retired the man. The man was out of it. Nowhere to be seen, nowhere to heard. Then I did my little controversial debate. And I had to deal with my conspiracy, right? Those conspiring against me. So with all the history, all these things going on, as I was talking to some brothers, you know, it's like, well, how could you not trust them? They said they was gonna do this and said they was gonna do that. You saying they're a bunch of liars, hypocrites, no good black men or black devils, you know what I'm saying? And yet you sit down and put your trust in them to that degree. That's called ignorance, people. It's a time to embrace, as Solomon said, and it's a time not to embrace. You sit down and drink with the quote unquote enemy, and then they cut your throat. And then you sit down and embrace each other again, huh? Nah. You were supposed to be David, people. You were supposed to go take the head of the giant, the Kemetic giant, the Nile Valley giant. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't supposed to be no question. Kemetic people were supposed to be quiet as hell all the rest of this year. Everybody got excited about it. Everybody went and got some clothes, went and bought some tickets and stuff to fly, ride, or whatever to make it to this event. Paid all that money in different areas to make it to this event, to see those who was ruling the house, to vanquish all this craziness that comes from that perspective. Because I will give Ashar Imhotep some credit, yet he was sitting his tail right there with the ones he was saying that not scholarly and this and that. And they, you know, if you want to put Kemet on trial, well, why the hell you putting them on trial? Like they don't represent for it properly. If you want to do it, then there's plenty of scholars and people that do stuff. Why you're not putting them on trial? Basically dissed them brothers and then sat right there with them and went and did his thing, you know. But this the type of stuff we have going on, people. People cutthroat out here in this debate world, out here in the house of consciousness. The house of consciousness is no different than the hood. It's you know, Sister Abundance Child, when I first met her and talked to her, she was saying, I want out the conscious community like people want out the hood. I understand her completely now. I understand you completely now, sister. Because you got wannabe gangsters, wannabe hustlers, drug dealers, whether if it's physical or spiritual drug for your liking. It was all you got everything that's in the hood. Hoish women and, you know, hoish men and just everything you got in the hood. You know, people want to rag on somebody because they don't have a dress or attire a certain way, or they wearing funny clothes, or, you know, they're oddball. They don't fit the norm or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So to analyze this debate, to not get sidetracked, Kemet did their thing. They went to trial and you could not sentence them. You know what I'm saying? Even if you say, well, whatever term you want to use for court stuff. Say, I ain't never been to court, but a traffic ticket. It's the most I ever been to court. I tried to sue somebody one time and I had to deal with documentation and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying? So I done dealt with it a little bit, but nah, I ain't been to trial and I ain't been to, you know what I'm saying, put my hand on the, I ain't had to go through all that. Never even been part of a jury. I think I went one time because I was summoned to sit. So I can't tell you all the technical terms and stuff like these intelligent brothers that study all that stuff or them went through trial and stuff themselves, so they know the process. But they basically was acquitted, right? They got off scot-free, like, yeah, they tried to put some charges on us, but they couldn't make them stick. They couldn't, you know. This is the same thing as the well, what's the one dude? Trayvon trial, Mike Brown and stuff. And you keep trying to get them things just to go to court. And they can't even get it to go to court. Right? How you drop the ball like that, man? I felt, I'm telling you, and the people I was sitting up with can verify it. You know what I'm saying? We was on a hangout together and stuff, and I'm like, I just feel bad, man. It's like something that happened in the world, and I can't explain it. It's just bad. It's just bad because these people, number one, did a disservice to the community, right? The community still lapping it up though, like, yeah, this was great. Nah, that was a disservice to the community. Information? What type of information is that? You know, yeah, take them to trial about homosexuality, but damn homosexuality, right? How long do you got to talk about that? Like I said, the one Bible scripture kills it. And then if they want to say David was homosexual and him and Jonathan or this or that and King James and all the little stuff that they, pre-alluded to before the debate, still our God condemn it. Whether if he's a myth or he's real, he condemns it. His word condemns it. His text condemn it. Let me see one of your netta rules or whatever do the same. No, yet I look into your transcripts and your text, and they carrying it out. They're practicing in it. You know what I'm saying? Whether if they're real guys or metaphysical, what the hell they doing? Committing homosexual acts with each other. Easily win. I mean, damn, that's a walk in the park. Maybe Zion would have brought that. Maybe Daniela. Maybe Divine got the present, so he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Nas, he got to present. He didn't really. And Hashar got to present. He really didn't. How in the hell you gonna let these people off like that? You know what I'm saying? So the question is, from my perspective, who really organized and strategized that thing? I know Divine was playing a help role. As he said, he was in the crowd and he was helping with all the technical stuff. He was in the help role. I believe if he was in the leadership role and he, if nothing else, opened the debate up, he would have knew how to put it in the proper perspective for the people to understand the degree of what was happening. The brother that did it, when I seen it, I didn't know what the hell was going on. Then Polite came in right after that, going in. Like, hold up, wasn't the Israelites supposed to go? You know what I'm saying? I didn't notice the Hebrew War Machine shirt. You know what I'm saying? I seen people kept saying, if he, when I was watching the Polite channel and another channel, I noticed they kept saying, I know they ain't got that white Mexican dude with them or whatever. And I wasn't putting it together though when he opened up and was reading the charges or whatever however he was doing it. I was totally ignorant of it, right? But then when I realized that's what he done, I was like, that's how the hell you gonna open this up? You needed Hashar for that. He's your SETI. He's your get the crowd pumped up, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? That rapping portion or whatever. Okay, cool. So, who organized this? Who was the strategist? Who was the one watching the time? Once again, a team deals with cohesiveness. They know each other. They didn't sit down and talk and dealt with each other and been in each other's lives daily. And so therefore, without even talking, you can use quantum physics. You can be one heartbeat, one mind, one accord. And if you come now, because I watched Divine video talking about it, right? I watched a couple more and listened to something. I didn't want to speak on this. He said he was looking for Zion and couldn't find him. Y'all supposed to have a bench, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, a trial table, whatever you want to call it. You're supposed to have a central location, and y'all was supposed to sit down and strategize and keep watch at a time, listen to what's going on, take the notes. You know what I'm saying? You were supposed to be like a deer in the woods that's walking and it's quiet and he hear a branch break. Stop, alert, ears go up, pay attention, and ready to pounce on whatever. I mean, for real. If y'all was saying this is the last showdown, final showdown, How the hell you gonna let them get away? Now people talking about a part 2. You can't bring up new. You can't do that. You can't take them to trial for what you took them to trial for before. What you gonna take them to trial for now? Are y'all gonna do it with Sinetta and get the money? Let Sinetta and Polite get the money? Or are the Hebrews gonna come together now and ante up, pull their hat off and get the money and hold a debate? And then now it looked like a sucker move, because now it's like y'all won the debate, but you got to do it again. Now, I know people might say, well, you say you want to revisit the Dr. Yacht debate. No one really seen that debate. It's not out there in the public. It's not out there. People didn't see it like that. It wasn't on that type of stage. It's an urban legend. I'm the only one really been keeping it alive. Why? Once again, that's part of the conspiracy. Because, again, in Kemet, I know they would have used it if they had to, because I know Brother Reggie was on the team, and I know Reggie used it against Daniela and brought division, and he spoke about it in rules of engagement and got a stir out of the people, the Israelites, talking about salvation for the African, that the God of the Bible has love for Africans. So why do y'all, outside of Nazi and Zion and Divine, have a hatred towards Africans? Can we get salvation? You know what I'm saying? That was a card. I don't know if they would have played it or not, but I know Reggie know it, because I got hate and flack from that. And that was a division that was amongst the Israelites and still amongst the Israelites today. Right? And that's all you do is play on the division. But like I said, when they put that subtitle, and I was trying to warn the people, I'm trying to warn the people, look, they can talk about the Bible and put the Bible on trial and you on trial and your system on trial, because they asked the question, is your system for the people or my system for the people? Then you could have talked liberation and all that. Man, they gave you so much to play with, Israel. Or, excuse me, Hebrew Israelites. They gave y'all so much to play with. You know what I'm saying? You could have brought up Antoine Doxson and said, look what the Bible did. It caused one to be one that's a homosexual to come up out of there. And even if he ain't all the way out, he's fighting to get out because of this text. That was a testimony in itself. You could have used it. You could have used a lot of things. What was the person that with this master plan? I understand y'all really didn't want to do it. I understand that y'all was felt like y'all was forced because people bought tickets and stuff, not to boycott, not to, I understand that. Truly, I do. But at the same time, as a man, you got to do what you got to do sometime. I still don't know the fight, once again, not to be in nobody's pockets. I still don't understand what happened financially with the whole thing, but I know the Israelites didn't get a good piece of that pie. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. So all those Israelite dollars didn't even make it into the hands of the Israelites. And people want to say, oh, they poor righteous teachers, it was great that they did this. Yeah, right. They asked for donations just like Polite them asked and and Round Squad asked for donations. Some of them is 501c3. And the 501c3 might not have been there, in the debate. I think they knew what was going on, and since you not rocking with the third from heaven, you know what I'm saying? Or under that leadership. That's why they really didn't participate. They're moving on to political things even more. See, that's a great thing for Israel to deal with political stuff, this, that, and the other, and talk about, I guess, liberation and, nationalism and, all of those type of things. But it's the time and the season. We was in war. And I'm saying we because I'm an Israelite, and I know they Israelites by blood. But as I keep telling people, I think Hebrew Israelite carry a religious connotation. And damn it, even Israelite carry a religious connotation with most of these brothers. Because they'll say, since I don't believe like they believe, I'm not Israelite. I'm a Gentile or I'm something else. You know what I'm saying? So my genealogy, Dr. Mayat may have been right. That, my DNA is not of an Israelite. Or none of these brothers' DNA are of Israelites. Quick as they are to throw one under the bus and say you're not an Israelite because you don't believe as they do. I thought being an Israelite had nothing to do with a belief system. It had something to do with a bloodline. But you find ignorant ass brothers. I wanted to not say ass so bad. But you got these ignorant ass brothers that perpetuate this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Israel, it ain't fine and dandy with us at all. You know what I'm saying? It's not fine and dandy with us at all. We not on one accord. You know what I'm saying? And then, y'all have, I'm gonna tell y'all this to analyze the money getting operation. All of y'all done watched wrestling before, right? Hulk Hogan then has been America's hero and has been America's nightmare, right? He done been with the NWO, and he then had Hulkamania run. Wow, you know what I'm saying? What you gonna do when they pythons? You know what I'm saying? He done been both. It's easy for him to be one or the other depending on the script, right? Vince McMahon, intelligent man, selling the people what they want, could make him a villain or a hero at any time, right? So what Sinetta did, and Polite even, he's a good part of it too. But what they did is took some villains and gave y'all some heroes and built the perfect ring for y'all to come and view what y'all viewed. I don't even know what that was y'all viewed. The moderators didn't really moderate, not from the screen I was seeing, not from the video footage I was seeing. They weren't really moderating. So once again, the House of Consciousness has a debate with no moderator. Okay, Kaba was there for Ali and Polite, and I would say he did a decent job on that. How much he moderated, I can't even remember because I can't remember that debate to a degree. That it's been a minute, about 7 months. But they weren't upholding, because if they was doing that, when you had Shaka and GOCC, and Shaka said, I'm not defending the book, and that's what the debate's supposed to be about, then you point that out to the people, and damn it, as I say, you even cut that portion of it to save time, seeing that you're going to do 25-minute breaks. 3 of them, come on now. 75 minutes. 75 minutes equal how many hours and minutes? Do the math. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all could have had a conscious community dance or basketball tournament or something and got that money instead of doing that and calling it a debate. And that's a shame. That's bad business, man. As Demo was doing the show on the Hebrew, that's bad business, man. Because people paid for a certain thing. They paid to see Codex get destroyed as promised, and Shaka to defend it. You know, back in the days, they would have pulled out apples and different fruit or whatever and threw it at him for his performance. And they would have threw it at the other ones too. I would have. Like I said, if I was there, that's why I really didn't want to go. I thought it was going to be a gangster party anyway. And it probably still was, but I wasn't there. I wasn't there to verify. So I can't verify what it was and what type of people was really there, really what, you know. That's for y'all that was there, that's in the know. I'm not in the know. But still you had, you know, you had a lot of people came out. Once I seen the pictures, you had you know, your local House of Conscious celebrities, some out of towners and stuff. You know, it was pretty decent affair from the look, you know. I didn't go snob Nas, you know, and you know, it's $400 to see that, man. I'm from the South. I'm in Arkansas, people. I'm 30 miles from Memphis where they tear the club up. This is where they start, tear the club up. You know what I'm saying? Tear the club up, nigga, tear the club up. And I'd have probably been chanting, tear this up. You know what I'm saying? That was robbery, people, without a gun. So I'm not gonna go too long on this because I'm disgusted, and there's a whole lot more that y'all probably ain't thought about that I thought about. And if I brought it out, y'all probably would think a lot about a lot of people and a lot of that situation a certain way. You know, as they like to say these type of days, feeling some type of way. Y'all already feeling some type of way. And to get more in detail and analyze some of that stuff, y'all really be feeling some type of way. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though, people. Those that's supposed to be our leaders, supposed to be the ones we should look up to, should be able to honor to a degree for doing what's right. Once again, fail us as a community. And leave us as a community unsatisfied, ready to go to war with each other again. Israelites, the hell with that, y'all, and so and y'all trying to steal the debate and this and that and everything else because they weren't satisfied. It wasn't a flawless victory, right? Same with the Kemetics. Oh, we won it. The Israelites like, nah, y'all ain't answering no questions. Y'all didn't defend yourself. Yeah, you consented us. The gaffle didn't fall and say, Kemet, you have such and such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? On these charges. So therefore, once again, the community has been robbed, and the community are now at odds with each other once again because there's no clear-cut winner. There's no clear-cut information that came out. Homosexuality, unless you in the community committing homosexuality and promoting it, who cares what they did those many years ago? You know what I'm saying? And I don't think people running around really preaching and teaching about they gods committing homosexual acts. Because if they did and someone wanted to follow that, 9 out of 10, they won't, they're a shit packer. Or want to, you know, want it packed or want to pack it. You know what I'm saying? And if that be the case, then yes, they got the perfect doctrine for those people. So, I mean, that shouldn't even been the issue. The issue should have been our text, your text, our system, your system. I did the shows. I begged people to deal with it. But I'm a nobody. Remember, as some of them that called me a non-Israelite. Meaning at the end of the day, I'm not even a brethren. Right? But y'all keep saying Israel trying to unify and Israel doing this. No, those that run together, unify. And most One West camps are unified, meaning they was under the same banner at one time. They had small disagreements and they split it off from each other. But how easy for brothers that didn't dwell together to come dwell together again. A couple outsiders, you know. So once again, y'all, they taking the New York City Israelites and those camps and those that Sinetta promotes on his channel, your heroes, Israel, and giving them to you. And y'all loving it, you know what I'm saying? But look what they just did. They had Goliath, the big bad Kemet sister, on trial, had them sitting there, and didn't take their head. Why? Didn't happen. Who dropped the ball? Who took it and threw it instead of getting it to the one that wears 24 and known as beast mode? Why are you throwing the ball? Why don't you run that thing in the end zone? I know y'all seen the Super Bowl. I know y'all know the controversy. Seattle had the game won. You give it to the man 4 times to go into the end zone. If he don't make it, damn it, that's how you lose. You don't throw the pass. In this case, Israel, or those Hebrew Israelites, they did something. They called some play. We don't know the playbook, but they obviously called the wrong play because they just didn't take it into the end zone to show that they was the clear-cut winners. And we even took it in on a goal line stance where it's whoever got the biggest kahunas is going to stop the other one or defeat the other one. Man on man, a mano. This is what we was looking at. This shit was Tombstone. This was Wild Wild West. Meet me at the ballroom at such and such, and we finna get it in. If they weren't playing by the rules, don't be quote unquote righteous and this and that. You in a fight. You better poke them in the eyes. You better bite them. You better do something. You don't go out like that. You don't accept that. I'm not going to accept it. And I'm not, just because y'all Israelites, with the word Hebrew in front of that, Hebrew Israelites, just because y'all Israelites don't mean I'm finna say y'all did the best job ever and did this. No. I'm going to judge the debate. And I'm going to be righteous and honest about it. The people lost. Y'all entertained them. And Israel, you was supposed to take their head. You let them live. Now they live to fight again another day. And if they do it again, a part 2, or this ain't the last time of them debating the Israelite, then they made that money and they finna make some more money. If Israel don't boycott them and deal with them again. We had the house, people. We had the house. Israel was running the house of custody. You know, Sinetta even going out there trying to fake like he knows some Bible and do different things. Y'all put the little tassel on them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a fringe. It was a tassel. Y'all put the tassel on the baby. I mean, we had the house, people. Kemet said they running it now. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if y'all do boycott it and say y'all not going to do a deal with them, which y'all are, and if y'all don't, then you're going to have some Israelites. They already doing it. Why? Because Sinetta got that stage. Sinetta has that camera, and he has the eyes and ears of the community. So an Israelite do need to be over there representing, but I don't know, people. I'm gonna put this disclaimer out there, right? That I'm not a Hebrew Israelite, never have, claim to be, never will, claim to be, right? And I don't have no ties with none of them New York camps, none of them, right? So therefore, like I said, I didn't have no skin in this game. I didn't have none. I'm steady crying about my debate, right? People, you still on that debate. Yeah. I had skin in that game, right? I ain't had nothing in this one, but it still hurt me to see Israel, my kinsmen after the flesh, allow them to get away like that. Like all the spitting on the Bible, all the taking dumps on the Bible, the different stuff they did, you had them. I'm disappointed I ain't see the beat now. I'm very disappointed because I thought y'all still might pull it off. And like I said, if you had a big 250-pound guy that could easily rip through these guys if it was a physical fight, and you talking about, nah, we want to fight it. Come on, man. I mean, we don't watch too many TV shows, movies, and stuff where people start gloating because they think they done won and they the best one. And that tiny second that you give them the opportunity to now pull out the gun or kick you or stab you or something, and they come back and kill the person, and now they survive and the other person dead. That's how I feel about this. Y'all played around with them, and they survived long enough to win. If it was chess and y'all took all their men and they only had a cup on the board, and now they allow you to stalemate instead of win, they won because they didn't lose. At least they tied. Divine said it was a tie. Other people might say it was a tie. So how the hell you come out with a tie when you got a clear-cut victory? How you gonna get a stalemate when all they got is the king on the board? And Polite was on the board to be stalemated. Polite was. The mother was there to help Polite out. Polite event. But it is what it is. I'm disappointed, y'all. It's my last statement. I'm disappointed. I can't even say this shit no more. Disappointed. I'm for real. That's why I didn't really want to talk on it. I talked in private about it, and I even got even more into some other stuff. But, you know, that's not for the public. I'm disappointed. Anybody that, you know, run around and try to stick their chest out over what they just did ought to be ashamed of themselves. You know, have pride in being an Israelite. Have pride in your book. Have pride in all of that. But that performance, that lackluster performance, no. If Kemet did lose, they beat themselves. The Israelites didn't beat them. They just asked them some questions and they didn't answer them. I would say the same thing, you know, about my debate. And I tell people I won mine some technical stuff. I stayed on topic. I believe my information was great. But if nothing else, I ain't getting nobody answer my questions. So therefore, off topic, not answering questions. But yeah, some people didn't see it that way. A lot of people didn't see it that way. They figured that if you win the crowd and have them, you know, on your side, you win. So I don't know how y'all judging this debate. The information was, you know what I'm saying? Everybody thought it was homosexual out of there in Egypt. The thing is, they didn't have nothing to condemn it. So therefore, it was accepted. You know, we know that that they were sleeping with family members down there. Thing was, they didn't have nothing to talk against it. The Bible allows it for however many years, and then there's a law come up and say, don't do that no more. It's a cutoff. It's a stop. So you could say in this dynasty, that dynasty, everybody let it do it, but then this pharaoh or this person wrote this papacy and said, voila, we're not doing that no more because that is unnatural. You can't produce children. And it's like, okay, you got that text. Okay, that's a great text. You ain't got nothing like that. Then we don't need to talk to you because we can't liberate our sons and daughters from this spirit that's on them. You don't have no text or nothing to do it with. You see what I'm saying? So with that said, people, I'm going to say peace. And hopefully y'all sit down and don't let emotions and this and that. Analyze what happened. The video should be out again soon in a better lighting. You know, somebody going to buy the another video and put it up on YouTube, basically bootleg it. You know how we do in the hood, same in the conscious community. And analyze it, man. The Israelites brought some stuff out that needed to be addressed. They didn't address it, so technically they won. But who want to win like that? When you had them at your exposure to. I'm gone, y'all. Peace.